All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about something that can literally make or break a project, the difficult stakeholder. But what if I told you there's a way to turn your biggest critic into your strongest ally? Well, today we're going to break down a really practical framework to do just that, to transform those tense, frustrating relationships into real, productive partnerships.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? You've got that one person who just seems to be digging their heels in. They're skeptical, they're not really engaged, and every conversation feels like you're just hitting a brick wall. It's so frustrating. And that one relationship can derail the whole project, just draining energy from everybody. The good news, though, it really doesn't have to be this way.
Now, here's where this whole approach gets really interesting and maybe a little counterintuitive. Before you even think about trying to change their mind, you've got to start by managing your own. I know, it sounds backwards, but the foundation for winning them over is actually built by first taking a good, hard look in the mirror. So, here are the three crucial steps to get your own mindset right. First up, accept their authority. Now, this doesn't mean you have to agree with them on everything, not at all. It's simply about acknowledging their role in the process. When you stop fighting their position, you're disarming a potential conflict before it even begins. It's a really smart strategic move. Second, you've got to examine your own feelings. Seriously, are you annoyed, intimidated? Just be honest with yourself. And third, you have to consciously decide to park those negative emotions. You need to walk into this wanting a constructive outcome. And this right here just nails the core idea, doesn't it? Your own attitude completely sets the stage. If you walk into that meeting expecting a fight, with mistrust basically written all over your face, well, you're not going to get very far. You've already lost. If you want to build trust, you have to be the one who's willing to offer it first.
Okay, so once you've got your own mindset sorted, the next phase is all about shifting your perspective. Instead of just reacting to their behavior, you're going to start understanding it. It's time to put on your detective hat and figure out the why. What's the real reason behind their resistance? You know, a lot of the time, what looks like pure negativity is actually rooted in something way more practical. Maybe they're just totally swamped and don't have the bandwidth for what feels like one more thing on their plate. Or, hey, maybe they genuinely feel like their most important requirements are just being ignored. It could even be something as simple as their role in the project being super unclear, so they feel disconnected. Or maybe, just maybe, nobody has actually taken the time to truly listen to what they have to say. So how in the world do you find out which one it is? You could guess, sure. Or you could do the single most powerful thing you can possibly do to change the entire dynamic. And trust me, this is where the real breakthrough happens. The strategy is incredibly simple, but it does take a bit of courage. You ask them for their advice. That's it. You set up a one-on-one meeting, and your only goal is to listen. See, when you ask for advice, you're not being confrontational. You're actually showing them respect. You're telling them that you value their input, and you're inviting them to be a collaborator instead of an obstacle. It's a total game changer. And here they are, the golden questions. Just look at the phrasing for a second. It's completely open-ended and totally non-defensive. Asking, how can we work better together, immediately puts you both on the same team. And asking for feedback on how we could improve on the project makes them feel like a valued consultant, not an adversary. These questions work like magic because they unlock honest-to-goodness information you would never get otherwise. Okay, you did it. You asked the questions and you got a ton of honest feedback. That's amazing. But, and this is a big but, that conversation is just the starting line. Now it is all about the follow-through. It's about using what you just learned to build a genuinely stronger, more supportive relationship for the long haul. So, here's your checklist to make that happen. Number 1, and this might be the hardest part, listen without getting defensive. Your goal isn't to argue your points, it's to actually hear their perspective. Then, when it's your turn to speak, be both tactful and honest. And always be thinking about their motivations. Ask yourself, what's in it for them? If you can connect the project's success to their own goals, you've found a powerful motivator. And finally, and this one is huge, tailor your communication to their style. And this right here is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It's all about meeting people where they are. If you know your stakeholder is really formal and loves structure, then sending a proper meeting invite with a clear agenda is definitely the way to go. But if they're more of an informal, relationship-driven person, suggesting you grab a coffee might be way more effective. It's such a small adjustment, but it sends a huge message that you're paying attention to who they are as a person.
So, as we wrap things up here, it all comes down to taking action. You've got the framework, you've got the golden questions, you've got the follow-through checklist. The only thing left to ask yourself is this: who is the one stakeholder you can use this with right now and start winning over this week?